not a writer.
Okay.
For those who
what we do here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. And we're going to have some fun tonight. Yeah. So, for those of you guys guessing, none of you got it right. You're all wrong. And Tex, it's not a white undershirt. Ha ha ha, suck it. So anyway, yeah, we got the 90s Gundam logo in camo. So, there we go. If you like one of these, man, these awesome shirts, you know, 90s style, you know, kind of starter cap-ish feel. So, if you want one, hit up the Child of Mecha store, www.childofmecha.com. You hit the store button at the top, you'll be transported to the store where you can get shirts and hats and bags and all other cool stuff. It's fun. Go get some. It's good stuff. Anyway, tools and materials and stuff like that you might see us working with tonight, you can find on the Amazon link down below on YouTube and Twitch. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, it's associates link, so I get a little commission off of the things that you buy off of there. So please go and peruse that stuff. We've got stuff for streaming. We got books for inspiration. We got the tools and materials, like I said. All of that stuff is already sourced out for you. Easy to find. Go ahead and click that link and get that done. So, and then also, if you need models, if you need decals, if you need paints, if you need whatever, these guys right here, USA Gundam Store's got you hooked up. Go hit up USA Gundam Store and buy some stuff. Adam and the good folks down there will take care of you, definitely. And we're partnered with them on this GBWC 2019 build and the soon-to-be released ultra high quality Mecha decals. So an update on those. We sent the final version of the artwork off to the printers today, early this morning. So that's off in Italy. Pretty much ready to go. Yeah. Oh, and it looks good too, you guys. It looks good. Like I said, we've designed it in such a way that it will be interchangeable with you know, your standard high-Q decals, but they're all new, completely different from high-Q decals. Yes, they have the same aesthetic, but they are completely different and completely new. You know, I made it a point number one, not to straight copy the text from high-Q, and then number two, not to copy any of, you know, any of the main compositions of the decals and stuff. So we, you know, remixed some of the things, we changed some of the shapes and stuff like that. It's still very, very much that same kind of aesthetic, though. So I think you guys will be very, very happy with that. I think we've settled on a price point for it, which I think you guys will be very happy with as well. So, man, I can't wait to bring it to you guys and show you the final product because I'm psyched about it. I hope you guys are too, and you know, quite frankly, I hope they're a big hit. I do. I hope they're a big hit. Let's see. So, expect more news on that later. It's going to take several weeks for production and obviously shipping to USA Gundam Store. So, yeah. Sorvon0 says, over there on Twitch, he says, the most important part is the English will be English. Dude, you have no idea how much I pined over the type and the spelling and the meaning and everything. I went over this sheet probably 4 or 5 times for just, you know, proper grammar and, you know, stuff that makes mechanical sense, right? I think we did it. I think we nailed it. I'm pretty happy with the final product. Just to come here, you. Come on. Just to give you a little taste. Oh. Yeah, that's just a simple printout on my home printer, but you kind of get. Oh shit, it's upside down. There, that's right side up. So you kind of get a picture for size. Same size as the 1/100 scale high-Q sheet. So same exact size, same exact quality. I think you guys will like them. So, what else? Man, lots of stuff going on this week, you guys. Lots of stuff like that. If you've seen the intro kind of splashes and everything, you've noticed the new one for Sabaten Con, right? So I'm going to be a special guest out there this coming, August 30th to September 2nd? I believe are the dates. I believe those are the dates. Anyway, but yeah, in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. If you have the means, come on out. It'll be awesome. You know, it'll be me. I know those Gundam guys are coming out. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I'll bring airdrop. There's going to be a model competition as well. Please enter. Bring some models to enter. It'll just be a fun time. Yeah. So if you're in California, if you're in that, you know, southwestern area, come on out. It'll be a good time. It will definitely be a good time. Chris R, he's doing the, you know, the model comp, so bring a couple models, enter them in the competition, win some stuff. I think there are prizes, aren't there, Chris? I don't know. If there's not, just win the prestige of winning. That's good too, right? So, yeah, come on out. Come on out to Sabaten Con yes, he says, yes, there will be prizes. Sweet. So on August 30th to September 2nd, come on out. Tech says the prize is air conditioning. I mean, yeah. It's a pretty good prize considering it's Phoenix in August. Jeez. Hopefully I won't melt. But anyway. Kira Yet is over there on Facebook. He says, I come in to give a like and left immediately to continue my training. Dude, that kid is amazing. Kira, if you're still watching, brother, you are amazing. For those of you guys that don't know Kira, he is a kind of pillar of the show. He pops in every now and then. He's in training in school right now to be like a robotics engineer, like super high level, you know, like engineering degree. Like, we call him the mad scientist. So shout out to you, Kira. Thank you for popping in, buddy. What else? So Sabaten Con, August 30th, September 2nd. Let's go. Also too, just got the call yesterday, and you guys might have seen the Instagram story for saving the date. May 4th. Yes, May 4th at Laurel, Maryland Hobby Works. Great store, great chain here in kind of the Maryland area. Me and Justin, we're hitting the road again, teaching a class. We're back in it. So the fine folks down at the Laurel, Maryland Hobby Works location, if you guys are in and around the Baltimore, D.C., Virginia area, it's plenty drivable for you guys, so come on out for that. They've newly renovated kind of the back of the store. They have a nice large kind of meeting area, right? Yeah, it's going to be a place to teach. It's going to be a place to build. It's going to be a place to hang out and just ultimately have a good time. We're going to be teaching the Simple Details class Just to kind of get a nice, simple entry-level style class in there. And after talking to the regional manager for them, Jesse, great guy, he said they want to have us back kind of on a constant basis. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. You know, the Hobbyworks location that was up near me, unfortunately closed, but I loved that store. And then every time I'm down there, I kind of stop in and just kind of pick some stuff up that I might need. Great store. Wonderful amount of supplies. They carry a ton of Gundam kits. Man, it's just a good store to go in. And, you know, they carry Plastic Magic. I know Donnie Baxter, Art Inc. by DB. Go check him out on Instagram. He was down there here, like a week or so ago. He picked up some Plastic Magic from there. He found it and picked it up. So that'll be used in a wonderful way, I'm sure. But he says, yeah, one of my locals. There you go, man. Come on out, buddy. But more details for that kind of to follow. I'm emailing back and forth with Jesse, the regional manager there, just to kind of tie down and lock in some details and stuff. So like time and everything like that. Yeah, Simple Details class, May 4th, Laurel, Maryland, Hobbyworks. Come on out. Bailey says May 4th is IPMS RD Yukon here in Raleigh. So we will be at that, but wish you guys the best with the workshop. Man, that's cool, dude. Thank you. I didn't expect you guys to come up. I mean, that's a hell of a ride for you guys. So next time or something, right? Next time. Let's see. Ooh, Shield of Iron is over there on Twitch. He said saw a bit of part 2 of the Chibi Jesta with parachutes. Yes. Mr. Corey Lynx 53 is, I believe, doing that right now as we speak. I have not seen it. I want to be surprised. Let's put it that way. He did such a great job on the first version. I want to see the second version kind of with virgin eyes, right? Yeah, that should be pretty cool. So thank you for letting me know that, Shield of Iron. Appreciate that, buddy. Menacing tactical adorbs. That's awesome. I like that. Gary Gump was over there on Twitch. He also says IPMS Las Vegas. Anyone going? I think some of the Gundam guys are going. I believe. Gundam guys? Are you guys going? I believe they are. Yeah. Shield of Iron says, yup, right now, and it's goo-pooed, to be honest. Goo-pooed? Or maybe good? Yeah. Forgotten String Z, Raleigh, North Carolina. Yes, that was what Bailey was mentioning earlier. The RD Yukon IPMS show. Yeah. Fun. Let's see. Forgotten String Z. Oh, dang. Only 2 hours away. Come on out. Wherever that might be. But yes. So, Gary, it looks like some of those Gundam guys will be out at Las Vegas. Best of the West. Is that what they are calling it? Maybe. Shady Rabbit Pants. It's an awesome name, by the way. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Army. Thanks for watching. Great name. Shady Rabbit Pants. 2 thumbs up. I dig it. So, let's see. What else? Anything else? Oh, yes. Shit. How could I forget this? Okay, so, tomorrow night, at about the same time, about 10, I'm going to be on with Mr. George, Old School Gunpla, over there on Instagram. We're going to be having a conversation, and I think it's going to be amazing, because he's a cool dude, and I just want to have a conversation with him. It's going to be cool. I think it's going to be awesome. So, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, about 10-ish Eastern, about the same time that I go on. Come on and watch on Instagram. It'll be fun. Watch me and George talk and potentially make fools of ourselves. There's a very high probability of that. At least for me, anyway, right? At least for me. So, Angel from Those Gundam Guys, he says, best of the West, getting drunk. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you do in Vegas, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh! Shady Rabbit Oh my god. Okay, so I have to apologize. Shady Rabbit Paints. Shit. Sorry. Shady. Although Shady Rabbit Pants is actually funnier, but Shady Rabbit Paints. So sorry. I saw it for some reason. I didn't see the I. Shady Rabbit Paints. Still a cool name. Anyway, I digress. My apologies. Superset 5. Hello, I'm late. What I miss? Not much. I'm just talking about some dates and stuff like that. Sabaton Con on August 30th to 2nd. Here at the Laurel Hobby Works here in Maryland. A new class on, May 4th? May the 4th be with you. Yeah. So, yeah, fun times. And then on that same day, down in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's IPMS RDU Con that Bailey and the boys down there are going to, I guess. So that'll be fun, right? And then also, on April 20th? April 20th, I believe there's an IPMS thing down in Fairfax, Virginia. And I might try to go down there. I want to get down there because I want to get to one of these IPMS things to check out vendor rooms and stuff like that, especially get some of those late in the day deals that I've been hearing so much about. I want to get to that. I want to try. Fairfax is a little bit of a drive though, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try. So if you guys are in Fairfax on April 20th, you might see me down there. You might see airdrop. Yeah. Chain KO, do you stream or video your classes? Yes. Yes. We have. Or we will. Let me put it this way. We will try. We will definitely try to live stream the class from Hobbyworks. That is a definite. Ultraman Dyna, Tim, have you received the package yet? Maybe. I have to get to the post office. I have not been all this week, so I got to get out there. I definitely have to get out there tomorrow because I know James, Spider2K2, has sent me something as well. And that, I think, got here on Tuesday. Yeah, I have not had a chance to get out to the post office box, to the P.O. box, and pick all that stuff up. So I will definitely be going there tomorrow. So, yes. Chris R says, "Oh Tim, I have gotten some very nice 172 tanks and aircraft for dirt cheap on IPMS shows, not to mention the tools." Yeah. Listening to the Cutting Mat podcast by Bailey and Joel and Mecha Genre, Brandon, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Bailey, help me out. Listening to those podcasts, which are great, by the way, you should definitely listen to the Cutting Mat anywhere that you can kind of get your podcasts from. Tino, thank you, Bailey. Appreciate it, buddy. It's a hell of a listen. It's a good time. And those guys are pretty damn funny. I like it. I like it a lot. I've listened to all of the podcasts thus far, and they've been great. And then kind of hearing, you know, the deals that these guys had gotten at the Richmond IPMS thing with tools and stuff like that, I definitely need to hit up an IPMS show. I was going to go to Mosquito Con, but I leave for Disney World the same day. So, That doesn't really balance out now, does it? I don't think my family would enjoy me going up to New Jersey for an IPMS show rather than going to Disney World with them. That would be hard to explain, right? That would be very hard to explain. So, I'm not going to do it. I wish I could. Wish I could be there, because a lot of people that I know, a lot of the New York kind of contingent of modelers that I'm good friends with usually goes to Mosquito Con, and it's a good time, right? But just not in the cards this year. So, yep. Anyway, hey, Zeshan's over there on Facebook. He says, I have arrived. What up, child of? What up, everybody? What's up, dude? So, but yeah, so tune in tomorrow night on Instagram for me and Mr. Old School Gumpla, Mr. George. We're going to have a cool ass conversation. I feel it in my bones, right? Because he's just a cool cat. So join us tomorrow night, and then we'll be back here on Friday to close out the week. I'm going to be off all next week, so no live streams or anything like that next week. I know, tear. But we're going to come back a week after that and get to work. So, with that being said, let's get to work now, right? Merc Doty. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Mecha Army. Thank you for watching, too. Appreciate that, by the way. All right, let's go to camera, guys. All right, and let's see. Let's get zoomed out a little bit so we can catch up with where this build is going. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic there. All right, so last time we were together, we got this one pinned. I did this one after the stream. Both of these are rock solid, and they're good to go. Like, really just super solid, right? Still have to trim the little bits on the side for the lateral movement, but both of these are nice and solid, and they're looking good. I like the look of these. So the other thing that I did between the last stream and this one was to fix the waist of the Sinanju to accommodate the ball joint of the Zaku 2, right? So if you guys are familiar with the Sinanju Stein waist, this is actually just a normal peg, right? Looking at the bottom of the torso here, this is just, you know, just a simple poly cap in there that a peg slots into. Now, the difference on the Zaku 2 is that's a ball joint in there, right? So, what I did was to transplant the ball joint peg over to the Sinanju Stein waist. Now, this was a bit of a task, and I'll kind of show you how this was accomplished here, because this took a little bit of just a little bit of creativity. Nothing crazy, but just trying to get this fixed in place and everything like that was a little bit tricky. Nothing crazy, like I said. But trying to finesse this piece off here, this piece is a nightmare for any of you that have built the Stein. Everything else is fine, but that piece right there is a nightmare to get off. So you have to be ginger with it, right? So, so basically what I did was I made this little, this little plug right here, right? And there's a 2mm stainless steel rod going basically all the way up to the top. There's maybe about 1 millimeter of clearance on this. So this thing is super strong at this point. This is not going to break anytime soon, I don't think. And basically what this is just a little plug here, 2 1mm strips, and there's just this nice little gap right there that's exactly 2 millimeters, and this slots right in there. This sandwiches in right over that, and then that's solid as a rock, right? So there was a little bit of cleanup that I had to do on this side. There was a spline going on the inside of this particular piece right here. So I had to kind of gingerly cut that out, right? But got that cleared, and then pop this guy in there. And this is sitting on, like I said, two 1mm sheets, and then you've got two 7mm Kotobukiya round molds kind of stacked together, and then you've got the ball joint peg on top of that. Everything's pegged with that nice strong 2mm stainless steel rod, and this thing is good to go. Good to go. And there's kind of the final product, right? And then we get the Zaku 2 body. Pop that on there. And there she is. Now, what I noticed was that there's maybe a little bit too much clearance between the torso and the top part of the waist there. So what I might do is maybe try and fill that gap with kind of a sheet plug or something like that. Maybe have something drop over this peg and just kind of maybe fill in that gap just a little bit. But we'll worry about that later. That's not necessarily very high on the priority list right now, right? So this is looking really good. This thing is fully standing at this point, like you saw in the promo image. It stands, it moves, it can bend and twist and all that cool stuff now. So we're getting in a good spot here, you guys. We're getting in a good spot. As you've seen before, we've started scribing. That's all good to go. So the details are starting to come into play. And right now, I think what we're going to probably work on is we're probably going to go back onto the backpack tonight and try to work on that a little bit. So just a couple updates on the backpack here at this point. Nothing crazy. There was a... Let's get you zoomed in so you can kind of see where we are with this. Where's the little pointer? There it is. All right. So the sides of the backpack here, there was a little bitty gap right here on the backpack. So popped in a little 4x1 4x1mm strip right there, covered that nasty seam with this nice little Kotobukiya part here. That works perfectly for this. So you pop on this piece, and then that's the look that we've got there. And that just, man, it just looks good. It ties everything together, right? Ties everything together. It looks awesome. William Wilms says, I thought Tim was using the original Stein on this build since the parts are white over the gray. Yeah, no, I am. It's the original Stein Verka. This is not the narrative version. This is the original OG Stein. Yeah. So, there you go. Hey, Zero Kai is over there on YouTube. He says, hey, Tim. Hello. How are you? Yeah, where is Dean? Is Dean with us today? I don't know. I do not know. I mean, if he is, I think he'd probably be happy right now, because we're going to start to do some work. Excuse me. All right. So, with that being said, let's go back to here. We're going to take that off. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to focus on the fuel tanks, the bits that go down here, right? So let's put this bad boy back together so you can kind of get a picture. So we want some fuel tanks. These guys here, these are from the Sinanju Stein. We want these to kind of go down in this area right here. So that's what we got to do. Let's see, William Wilm says, but Tim, will it be enough work to satisfy Dean? We can only hope. So, what I want to do is have this movable, you know. So we want this to be a ball joint. Now, what better ball joint to have on these is the original, the original piece, right? So, what I've discovered is this little piece is pretty damn close in angle and everything to where we need it to be. That is meant to be. That just works at this point, right? So I dig it. That's the thing. I dig it. Superset5 wants to know over there on Twitch, quick question, why did you choose the Stein over the OVA version? Honestly, I like the Stein better. I like the Stein better. Another reason is that the aesthetic of the Stein goes much better. Mega Ramster. Great name. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Mecha Army. Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. Mega Ramster. Strong. Strong. I like it. I like it a lot. But, like I was saying, the Sinanju Stein, I think, has the a closer aesthetic to the high mobility Zaku anyways. So that's kind of why I wanted to go with that. Plus, I was very familiar with the kit. I love that kit. Obviously, it was the basis for the Ozymandias, so very, very familiar with it, right? All of the inner workings and everything. Plus, there were some other parts on that I wanted to use for the Hunter Gelgoog that we'll be doing later in the year, right? So, yeah, that's kind of the reason. Whoa, hey now, Chain KO. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Awesome. Welcome to the Mecha Army. Thank you for watching. So yeah, so this right here, this ball socket right here, I mean, it couldn't get much more perfect than what you're seeing right there, right? Because this will, obviously, let's get that out of there, make it easier to pop in here. This just kind of sets in there. Just like that. And, I mean, basically, there you go, right? There's a little bit of filling that we've got to do kind of in these two corners right here. And then also underneath here that we have to kind of fill in this void a little bit. But that's not a big deal. If that was a big deal, I wouldn't be working with this. But yeah, I think this is going to be our best bet, and honestly, just kind of an easy win, really. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So with that being said, let's get the other one in here. Let's start shaping that. If I can find the damn thing, where did it go? There it is. All right. So, take that off there, and then this little guy pops off, and we need to kind of get this thing out of here. Now, if I remember correctly, this thing was kind of like a pain in the ass to get apart here. This particular part. So let's try to jimmy this thing loose here. There we go. Now we're getting it. There it goes. All right, cool. So now we can just kind of, maybe not. Come on, you. All right, so there's the cowl. And come on, you. Get out of there. There we go. That's what we need. All right, so we're going to put all that other stuff off to the side. We're going to put that, kind of save that for the parts bin. You never want to get rid of parts, people. Put it in your parts bin. You never know when it's going to come in handy again. Okay? So, this new one here needs to be thinned down on the side because it's a little bit wide right now. It's just, man, just a little bit wide. So we are going to take our big old bastard file here, and we're just going to gently start to take off some material on the side here. And we want to be super careful not to take off too much, right? So we're going to be ginger with it. And that looks like a good place to stop on this particular side, right? Let's go start on the other side. We're just basically trying to even this out, right? There we go. Let's try that now. Very close. Very, very close. It's maybe about 1/10 of a millimeter off at this point. It's like right there. So we're just going to take off just a little bit more on both sides. And let's try that now. And look at that. That's perfect right there. That's perfect. All right, so now, next thing we need to do is we need to take off a little bit of material right here so it can get that perfect angle in here, right? Just like that. Because you've got a little too much right down here. So, what we're going to do, same bastard file. Let's get a look-see at that. We just need to kind of round off that corner a little bit. Alright, let's give that a shot, and let's see where we're at with the angle. We're going to pop it over here on this side, just to make it easier to see. And that's pretty good right there. Yeah? That's pretty good. We might need to take off just a little bit more material just on the sides there. But man, that is looking real nice. Definitely a little bit of more fine-tuning we got to do, but you kind of get the picture, right? I think this one's still a little bit wide. It's pushing the parts out. It's still just a little bit. So let's do something about that, shall we? Okay, let's do the other side here. Alright, now let's see how this looks. Hopefully that took off just enough. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. There we go. And it's not pushing that part out as much as it did before. So now we have a spot for both of our fuel tanks to go. We're looking good there. So what we need to do is kind of find what angle this needs to be at, yeah? So that needs to be right about there. Okay. Because what we need to do is we actually need to, what I might end up doing is gluing this bit to the top side here. But that's not the same angle, so that's not going to work either. Okay. So we need to find a way, a method to make this thing, this ball socket here, fit and attach to, you know, in this gap here, right? Now, what we could do is we could glue it to the side. That would probably be the easiest thing to do, right? But, again, I think there might need to be just a wee bit of fine-tuning here. Just trying to make these surfaces as even as possible here. And now, let's see. Is there a wobble? There's a little bit of wobble. Alright. So we're going to fine-tune that even more here with this nice flat sanding block. Okay, so now, moment of truth. That is pretty good. Up and down, that touches all four of these fins here. So that's what we want to see. That's looking good. Looking good. Okay. Whew. So now, let's see what this is going to look like here. That's nice and even with that surface, right? Let's see what this one looks like here. That is maybe just a little bit proud. So what we need to do is we need to file this underneath bit a little bit more. Okay. Now, that should hopefully angle up in there much better. Ah, yes. Perfect. Perfect. So, we get a ruler, and that goes right across all of those surfaces there. That looks really, really good. This one's a little looser than this one. This one's sandwiched in there pretty nice and tight. This one is just a hair loose. Not a big deal, though. Not a big deal at all. But that's a good look. I really like it. I really like that. Let's see. Bailey says, only thing that bothers me about them is they are not really contained as single units like frontals. They are just an assortment of pieces arranged together. Oh, you're talking about the backpack, eh? Yeah. Yeah. All of these pieces. Yeah, William Wim says, I say frontals. Frontals Sananju backpack thrusters are gorgeous. Where'd the comment go? Are gorgeous on that suit, better than the Stein Verka. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But we're not dicking around with that, are we? Hell no. That's something for us, for something else. So what we're doing is we're making a completely original backpack, something that is completely just brand new. Yeah. It's kind of got stylistic cues from different backpacks that are better well known, but yeah, this is something new. So we're kind of just making it up as we go along, right? So, with that being said, what I think we're going to do, I think we're going to tack these in place with a little bit of super glue, just a super, super tiny drop of super glue. And then that way, that will give us a an easier template to work off of when trying to get these things fixed in here, right? So what we need to do, let's see, we need to mark right where these pieces fall, right there. Okay, so now explode that thing out, right? And what we're going to do is just kind of tack this right in there with that same angle. So let's get just a super tiny bit of super glue on here. Oop, that's sealed up. Ooh, there we go. Get off there. Get off there. Get off there. Super glue booger. Yeah, those are real. Alright, so let's nice little teeny tiny drop. Just a oop, that's way too much. Let's get a little scrap piece. Where's a little scrap piece? Let's see, this will work. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. So now we can see, we kind of have a cross section here to work with. Now, if we pop, oh shit, if we pop this back on, this should be perfectly aligned in here. And yep, there we go. Good to go. Perfect. Easy peasy, right? So now we can pop this piece back off, and now we can start to kind of see what shape our supports need to be for this thing, right? Especially here on the front and on the back, where we need to kind of build this thing up and get that support in here so this thing doesn't go flopping around all over the place. Yeah? So, let's see. Got that there. Let's pop this one in here too. That's the wrong side. Oh well. Okay. So same thing here on this side. We're going to get this properly lined up here. Right about there. Cool. That angle's good. And now, pop this back onto here. Make sure that that fits well. Little bit of, oh, nope, there she goes. And now there's a little bit of clearance issue. So this needs to angle down just a bit. Ah, yep, not a big deal. This is just tacked on with just a teeny tiny drop of super glue, so it's not a huge deal at all if that came off. So, back to it here. Just getting that lined up 100%. That's the tough part, right? That's the tough part. It doesn't want to stick with the amount that I had on there, so pop another little drop on there. Not a big deal. And then this guy will right All right, so that's now affixed to the side, just like the other one, right? Super glue booger. Yep. Chris over there on Facebook, he got it. It's a super glue booger. It's that little weird, kind of dried up little clog of super glue that you get in the tip of your bottle. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Come on now. It's this little super glue booger. Okay. Alright, so making sure that these both are properly aligned. That's going to be important. We may need to pop this one off. Actually, it seems like they're both aligned kind of in the same way there. Okay. I think we should be good. Alright. Pop both of these off. Now, we need to start to fill in the underside gaps on these things, because we need to be able to basically support these things from, you know, the back side here. This needs to have support back here, and then also we need to fill in this big ugly gap here, because that's just not going to be a good look. Plain and simple, right? It's not going to be a good look. Let's see. Bailey says, that looks factory, Tim. Dude, thank you. Appreciate that. That's actually a very, very, very high compliment as far as I'm concerned. That's kind of the thing that we're going for right now, right? So, with that being said, let's take some measurements here. Where's the little T-square? Little T-square. Here it is. Alright. So, this angle right here is not at a 90 to the bottom plate. So that's something we need to definitely take into consideration. So the highest point there is about 6.5 millimeters. That's actually a good thing, and I will tell you why. It's because the maximum width of the strip styrene that I use is 6.3 millimeter. So this 6.3 by 1 millimeter will come in super handy. Ooh, but do I only have one strip left? Oh, shit. That's not good. Looks like we might be ordering some strip styrene here in the very near future. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That's the only strip of 6.3 by 1. So that bag goes in the trash. Mental reminder, order more of this. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a support structure underneath here with this strip, right? So we need to be able to cut this. We're going to trim it down to fit the inside kind of gap in there. And we're going to make probably 2 or 3 supports, and we're going to glue them together and then glue them into the back to support this thing. And then we're going to pop that out, glue it back in permanently, and then it'll be good to go. Yeah. Chris over there on Facebook, he says, "Hey Tim, what kind of plow plate are you using?" This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to talk about plow plate. Now, for those of you guys that are new, and let me go back to one camera so I can talk about this. Plow plate. Where's that name come from? Right? Well, I'll tell you where that comes from. Right there. Plow plate. This ply plate is a name brand, you guys. It is not the name of the material. It is a brand name that Tamiya coined. So keep that in mind, because when you go into a hobby store and you ask for ply plate, if they're old crusty armor builders and stuff like that, they're probably going to look at you funny and be like, "What are you talking about?" You want styrene sheet, plastic sheet, plastic card in some circles. This is styrene sheet, right? That's what you want to look for. That's what you want to use. So when you go into a model store or you're looking online, look for styrene sheet, polystyrene sheet. Same thing with strips. These are not ply strips. These are styrene strips, plastic strips, more simply. So, to answer Chris's question, what kind of sheet styrene do I use? I use a few different kinds. This one just happens to be Tamiya's ply plate, which I really like. It's very, very good, high quality styrene sheet. But in terms of strips, you guys know I absolutely adore Evergreen. Evergreen Plastics. You can order it right off their website, which is amazing. You basically have their entire catalog at the tips of your fingers, and you can buy. They have packs of 10. They have packs of, what I think, 20? And then they have packs of 50 strips. Like, you could buy in bulk and be set for years and years and years and years. Unless you're like me, and I use a shit ton of plastic, and that might last me a year. Just saying. But Evergreen Scale Plastics is great for your different shapes, tube and rod, and stuff like that. Packs of 50 and 100 for some of it. Thank you, William. Bingo. So, bulk. Crazy, right? Little expensive when it comes to the bulk packs, but still. I also like Plastruct. They're kind of a competitor of Evergreen, but they, for some reason, are much more expensive. Plastruct, I think, caters more toward your architectural model builders than your hobbyists, which kind of makes sense because they have things. Where did those girders get to? Shit. Did I lose them? No, here they are. They're right here. So, Plastruct is awesome because they've got these little girder style strips, and this is polystyrene. They also carry it in ABS too, if you want. But they've got them in several different sizes. But this is expensive for what you get. You get 2 little girders in here for $6.99 US. That's expensive for what you get in here. But if you were to scratch build these, it's insanely useful. So convenience is worth the money at that point, I say. So Plastruct is great as well. I will also buy these big old big old sheets of plastic from McMaster Carr. They don't have these in metric. They only come in imperial measurements, but they're pretty damned good if you need big sheets of plastic. Like if you're laminating a base or something like that, or if you need thick sheet, they have up to like a 1/4 inch thick plastic sheet, which is insane, right? Yeah, that's also good too. So those are all kind of my sources that I kind of get plastic from. Sometimes if you happen to have a plastic shop near you, you may luck out and you may be able to get shit real cheap, like a 4 by 8 foot sheet for a few bucks, right? Because they can't give this stuff away. Especially like in California and places like that where they have a lot of industrial kind of locations and stuff. I've heard great stories about that. So those are the sources of plastic that I particularly like and that I use all the time. I know Kurt Hill said Wave has some great sheets. They have like grids printed on the sheets themselves, right? But I think those are a little bit more expensive. But if that's something you're into, man, go for it. Go for it, right? Let's see. Let's get caught back up with those good old comments here, right? Yeah, Handren is over there on Facebook. He says, true, but using the phrase "pla plate" beats the hell out of saying styrene sheet while explaining. I don't know. My own personal opinion is like pla plate sounds kiddie-ish. I don't know. It just sounds, for me, it just sounds kind of, I guess, more professional to say styrene sheet. Mainly because if you are talking to people that are completely unfamiliar with Gunpla and the fact that, to me, it has pla plate, you know, there's no language barrier, I guess, right? When you say styrene sheet or plastic sheet, most people will have an instant idea of what you mean. When you say pla plate, sometimes they'll be like, huh? What are you talking about? So, you know, just differences of opinion. Not a big deal. I mean, you're splitting hairs at that point, quite frankly, but it is what it is. Anyway, Bailey says it's also a marketing success on the part of the company to have people saying their name when referring to competitors' products. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Tamiya nailed it, right? Chris over there, Japanese shorthand typically use the first one or two syllables of each word, i.e. plastic model for plamo. Yeah, no doubt. Rushlam says, Tim, do you ever use clear evergreen styrene? If so, anything to be aware of? No, I have not used any of their clear products. I just don't find myself ever really needing clear sheet. It's just me. I don't know. Let's see. Chris says, oh, cool. Those would be handy for building nice diorama, though. Yeah, like nice kind of the girders and stuff from Plastruck. Yeah, really, really useful when it comes to that stuff. Bailey says, Plastrux has some nice unique forms I just picked upstairs. Stay tuned to see what I do with them on my Striker GNX. Nice. Like that. Kurt Hill, we talked about the grid patterns on the Wave products. Yes. Bailey says the Wave graduated sheets are amazing. I managed to get the only one in stock at Hobby Search. The rest stay out of stock. Well, there you go, man. Chris says, one more question for you, Tim. What are the blue parts in the bucket behind you? You can the parts. Oh, these right here. Yeah. These are, what are these from? These are from the, what was the name of this? I forget what the name of this thing is. Gabthley? No, not the Gabthley. Briarlent. It's the Briarlent. So basically, these are just kind of kit bashing parts. So yeah, I got the Briarlent, and I've used a few parts from the Briarlent, kind of in the parts and stuff like that. So I think these are going to come more in play for the Zaku Hunter, though. These guys, especially these bits here, and maybe these booster bits and stuff like that. I like this kit because it's parts rich, right? So, yep, that's what that is. Briarlent. Anyway. Sorvon says, Wave is my go-to for tubes. Proper metric sizes, unlike Evergreen. Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But Evergreen is good for everything else. Yeah, You know, I do sometimes have a challenge with using evergreen, you know, for use in Gundam models because it is not exact. It's not exactly, you know, perfect. Like it's 6.3 or 4.2 or something like that, right? Not exact millimeters. So it's one of those challenges that you have to work with. Same thing with the strip, you know, because this is 6.3. It's not 6. It's not 6.5. It's not 7. It's 6.3. Why is it 6.3? Because it's based off of an imperial measurement. Let's see. Tetsujin. George says, not great to get your trademark genericified, though. No, I think you're right. Zeshin says, man, I wish more Gunpla builders would get into scale modeling so they would learn the whole hobby and not assume Gundam is everything in the plastic scale model world. That's a good point. That's a good point. Now, mind you, for transparency, I don't have any interest in anything other than Gunpla. So, shoot me, right? But that's just me, man. I just love giant robots. What can I say? I'm just a big kid at heart, right? Colin Barr says Paul Budzik uses the clear plastic for his models. He might have some info in his videos. Yeah, no, Paul uses the clears for like cockpits and blisters and stuff like that. I don't do any of that, so yeah, I really don't have much of a use for it. Now, if I was to say need a like a different visor or something like that, what I'd probably do is resin cast the clear piece in clear resin, because with a pressure pot you can get crystal clear resin in the exact shape that you need, so it's kind of a no-brainer at that point. So yeah. Let's see, scroll back up. Let's see. Chris R. Tim logged into Facebook. And speaking of plot plate, I'll send you a link of what this guy just built with plastic plate. Oh, I think you're talking about the ship, right? Yeah, the Salamis class battleship scratch built. Yeah, no, I saw that on Twitter. I'm already following the guy. Yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Yeah. I saw that the other day, and I shared it with the guys on Gunpla Talk, and we were all just like, what? So, yeah, that's stupidly just crazy. Just crazy. The Gigas Mecha. Gigas is a fun build to follow, Ruslam says. No, yeah, Chris was talking about the Salamis class battleship scratch build. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's insane. It's just insane. Let's see. Chain KO hints Chad of Mecha, eh? I must have missed something, I don't know. Oh, well, I mean, oh, okay. Talking about, yeah, just like I only do Gunpla. Yeah, well, there you go. Gary, same. I love giant robot and a little bit of car scale models. Yeah, see? Salamis. Yeah, there you go, Chris. Chris over there on Facebook. So when using plastic sheeting, if I wanted to make a custom part like a canopy, could you heat form the plastic sheets? Absolutely. Yes, you could. I don't have it. It's over there. But the parachutes on the Jesta were vacuum formed. So I took 1mm sheets and heated them up, dropped them over an MDF form, which is called a buck, and then that's dropped onto a vacuum kind of table mechanism, and then it sucks all the air out, sucks the plastic down, and it forms to that buck. Simple stuff. So yeah, you absolutely could heat form plastic. Just be careful not to melt it, because the odor and fumes are nasty, like really bad. you know, I have really good ventilation in here, but I still wear my mask and everything because it stinks to high hell. Just saying. Let's see. Tetsu's in Chadov, you're welcome. William Williams, Chadov Plains. Guys are kicking my ass on that, aren't you? That's fine. Session says, LOL. You know what I mean. You got skills and knowledge beyond Gunpla. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Helsting Oz unit really want to get in armor, cars, and other things. Let's keep going down. Skipping a few. Chris R. Other models, though. Yeah. Gary says, is it just me or Tim's voice got sexier with the new mic? No, it's just you. My voice has always been sexy. Yeah, baby. Anyway, watch. I'll break out my voiceover voice for you guys. You don't want any parts of that. Bailey says, well, the EX models are not that old. There are older ones. Chris over there on Facebook, what's a good temp? I have a heat gun. So the melting point of plastic, if I remember correctly, is 225. I believe the I believe the softening point of plastic is around 180. Please look this up. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, and I could very well be wrong. I probably am. So please look it up before you do anything, just to be safe. But plastic has a fairly low melting point, you know, roundabouts. So play it safe, look it up. Helsting, but bigger like they did with the tank, but still small scale, Bailey says. Chris R, no homo. Ruslam says you can soften styrene in boiling water. That's absolutely true. If you have a pot big enough, right? That will always be the limiting factor. Now, if you have like this gigantic lobster pot, and if you want to fill that with water and take 3 hours to boil that water, then be my guest. But it is easier to I find it easier to heat form with a heating element. Now, mind you, I made my own heating element out of an infrared heater, took that apart, popped it in a box lined with metal sheet, and that's kind of what I use to you know, soften the plastic to where it gets a nice droop into it. That's when you know it's ready, if it's got a nice droop. Then you pop that off there very quickly, drop it onto your buck, onto the vacuum table, and it sucks all the air down, and it just makes a really great form. Now, the one thing that you guys have to keep in mind is that you will lose an enormous amount of minute detail. This is more for general shaped parts, right? So, perfect example was the parachute, right? We weren't looking for super detail. We were just kind of looking for that shape, right? So that's what we got, and it worked. It just worked. So there you go. Let's see. Zero Kai. Oh, someone made a full translation of Gundam Sentinel. I know. I downloaded that already. What's Gundam Adolf, I think is the kid's name. He posted that all over the place, and I saw that and I grabbed it. So yeah, it's good stuff. I want to get to reading that at some point, but I don't know when I'm gonna have time, to be quite honest with you. Let's see. Big Goof says the electric tea kettles are perfect for softening styrene. Again, size, man, the size limitation. That's the thing. You can't soften an entire sheet in one of those things. That's the only drawback, right? It's the only drawback. Now, mind you, for little parts, perfect. Just perfect. For heat forming, vacuum forming, probably not great. What I have seen some people is buy like one of those like super just like stupid cheap toaster ovens, or buy used ones or just steal it from their mom, like old school toaster ovens, and kind of heat it in there. But you need to have it in a form to do that. You can't just put the styrene on the metal sheets or in the metal grates. That's not going to end well for you, because then it's just going to melt to it, and then you're just going to be out a sheet of styrene, and probably your toaster oven too. I don't think your mom would like that. Just saying. Let's see. Cullen Bar, did someone say lobster pot? Nice. Chris over there on Facebook. So how do you support the plastic when heating it? You you have to have it in a frame, right? So for those of you guys that are interested in vacuum forming, number one, go look up like the kind of more mainstream cosplayers and prop builders. That what is this? The Chinbeard guy. Somebody help me with the name of his channel. You know, that guy, the Chinbeard guy. I don't know. I forget the dude's name. I watch all of his videos, but I can't fucking remember his name to save my life. He's got several videos on vacuum forming. Now, mind you, he's got a huge rig, right? That he's made himself. But they make smaller punished props. Shady Rabbit Paints. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Punished props. Thank you. Jeff Edge, Tetsujin. Thank you all, you guys. You guys are great. Yes. Bill Doran. Yes, Jeff Edge. That's the guy who I'm thinking about. I don't know. Blank. Brain fart. What are you going to do, right? Chris over there on Facebook, he says, hashtag Chinbeard guy. Yes. Yes. But no, he's made several great videos on vacuum forming, and I mean, basically you just scale that down, and that's all you got to do. So I've made several different sized frames out of 1/4 inch MDF, and I've just kind of held those together with these guys right here, these big binder clips, right? Because these will fit, boom, right in there perfectly, and sandwich those two sides of the frame together. You know, look up some tutorials and stuff. You know, once I actually get time to start making tutorials, I'll probably do one. I'll probably show you how to build the entire heating unit yourself. It's actually not insanely difficult. Yeah, it's not insanely difficult. It's a little bit more moderately level. You gotta have tools and stuff like that. Herzon Cabrera says, greetings from Chile. What's going on, man? Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. Greetings to you. All the way from Chile. Nice. I love that. I love people checking in from all the way around the world. That's cool. To me, that's fucking cool. So, good stuff. Alex Dedoof, speaking of around the world, man, he's over there. He says, good morning. What's going on, Alex? Good to see you, buddy. So let's see. Ruslam says you can use a cooking sheet in the oven. They get fairly large and deep. You can put the tray in the oven with water, and no matter the oven temp, water will not get above a certain temp. Yeah, okay. So a cooking sheet with with some raised size on it. I gotcha. Yeah. I totally get that. Yeah, that would probably work. Yeah. I mean, it's worth a test, right? But it seems feasible. Let's put it that way. It seems feasible. Half-Sight says there's he's got an older video doing it with a toaster. But yeah, see? That's where I saw it from. With a toaster before he built his big boy plastic heater. Yeah, exactly. Helsting Oz unit, from what I hear, the HCHG 6 type 6-1 tank Semovent. Semovente? I don't know how you fucking pronounce that thing. Squad kit's awesome if you like gluing models together. I have that right there. That one. the hard graph. That's the tank right there. I love that kit. I don't know when I'm going to build it, but I love it. Let's see. Chris over there on Facebook. Awesome. Looking forward to it. I'm holding to you to that, Tim. Man, there's a ton on the list to do. A ton on the list. It's just time, man. It's just the time. I think next year what I might do is start to slow down a little bit. Not necessarily in terms of streams. I don't want to rile anybody up. But in terms of project size, right? So what I'll probably do is, if I can get this done this year, this will be my entry for this year, and then maybe next year I'll enter airdrop or something like that, just so I already have it done, right? Or vice versa. But you know, next year I think is going to be a bit of a slower year for me in terms of projects, right? Because you know, there's going to be more decals, hopefully depending on you guys, right? So you know, there's design time in that. There's, you know, I honestly, I do want to do a book. I want to do a book. People have been asking for it, and I've kind of got a great outlet to do that at this point. So next year might be my big project, right? But we'll see. And then also too, I absolutely want to get started on the kind of real deal, nitty gritty, just kind of, you know, focused, high level, high quality video tutorials for you guys. This is good. The live streaming is good. Don't get me wrong. It's the interaction that we have I love. And I think that's really a very, very positive thing, right? I think we've built something really cool here. But it's limiting in the fact that, number one, I only get 2 hours, and some of these processes take way, way longer than that. Or I need to be off in the other side of the studio, and this stuff isn't going to go over there, right? So having the cameras and stuff over here set up, doing that thing to a more focused level, I think will be so much more beneficial for you guys. So that's the goal, right? But you know, I'm one guy. I can't do all of that and also compete at a high level in GBWC. There's no time in it. And then also my family and my work. I wish there was more than 24 hours in a day, guys. I do. I wish there was. But anyway. So let's see. Let's just real quick get caught up with the chat, and then we're going to get back into the work. Okay. William Wilms, he is off. I'm off to the airport to pick up the wife and son to start our family vacation. Good for you, Will. Enjoy it, brother. Thank you. Thank you for watching, man. Good stuff. Jeff Edge, those Type 61 kits are hard to find. I don't know. I found them on eBay, or listen to me, eBay. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. Bry Guy, what is the best way to determine the correct dimensions / sizes for pieces or kits from line art? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Sometimes you just kind of have to wing it. Because line art is never usually straight on, and line art is very, very rarely perfectly in line with what kit you're working on, right? Even kit to kit can sometimes be different. So say, for example, a Zaku Master Grade 2.0 is completely different from, say, a Zaku High Grade HUC or Origin kits or something like that, right? So sometimes you just have to try and wing it. And like we said on last stream, it just has to feel right, right? It just has to feel right sometimes. So if it seems too big, or if it feels like, hey, this part is maybe a little bit big, or a little bit on the small side, or maybe it's too wide, or maybe it's too narrow, whatever. You just kind of have to feel it out and kind of take your own creative license. It's not like real world tanks where there's schematics and, you know, fine measurements and stuff. It's just, you kind of have to take an artistic angle at it. Yeah. Yeah. Great question, though. Bailey, we had 3 of the tanks here recently. There you go. Kurt Hill, yes, please. Chris over there on Facebook, a book? Yes. I want a signed copy, bro. Nice. Gary over there on Twitch says, do a book. I'll pre-order off the bat. See? Man, you guys got the love and support, man. I love you guys. Kurt Hill, love Gundam Gunpla books. Nice. Herzon Cabrera, if you want to release a book, I'll gladly sell it in my country. Look at that, man. All the way in Chile. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I might take you up on that, dude. But that's still a ways off. Still a very, very long way off. Because just like with my models, if, or I should say when I go to write a book, it has to be of my level of expectation and my level of expected quality. All this of what you see here, the whole stream and everything like that, all the graphics and everything, had to be up to kind of my level of kind of quality, right? So the book is going to be the same exact way. It needs to be professional looking. It needs to be an incredibly high quality product. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. So that's why I'm thinking next year, that's going to be my big project. But we'll see, right? We'll see. Things can change at the drop of a dime, you guys. So I don't want to really promise anything at this point for next year. Let's see. Zero Kai, GBWC 2020. I'm entering my Oni Slayer Astray Gundam build. Nice. Shady Rabbit Paints. Sorry, totally new to Gundam. Can you go into more detail about GBWC? I know it's a contest, but that's it. Yes, so real quick. So GBWC stands for Gundam Builders World Cup. It's a worldwide competition. There are currently 14 participating countries. I can't ramble them off to you because I can't remember off the top of my head. Mostly Asian countries. And then you have Australia. You have the US, Canada, France, Italy, and then a bunch of Asian countries. So, you know, Japan, China, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Taiwan. I'm sure I'm missing a few. Vietnam, I think, is in there as well. So it's a worldwide competition. Each country has their own, you know, local competition. There is a grand champion picked from each country that goes to Japan for the world final. And then from those 14 countries, a world champion is chosen. Basically, if you win your country, you win a free trip to Japan, and then they give you some nice goodies and stuff like that while you're over there. Some model kits and other really cool shit. Some great souvenirs. You get a trophy. You get all that stuff. There is a an after-party banquet, which is just an amazing. And, you know, it's really a very, very good time. You get to meet these people in person from other countries, and it's just an amazing, amazing time. So that's basically GBWC in a nutshell. It's super fun. Super fun. So, Hellsting Oz Unit, if you want the tank, you can go to USA Gundam Store. From what I see, they have it $78.99 if anyone wanted to get one. That's a hell of a price. $78.99? I think I got that one right there on Amazon for like $83, and that was super cheap. Usually it's like $120 on Amazon. So, if Adam can get away with selling it at $78.99, boy, you better pick that up. I'm telling you, you better pick that up. That's a good price for that kit. Really good price. Even if it's back ordered, that's a hell of a price. Yeah. Yeah. Chain KO, need a camera crew. Oh, man. Thank you for the offer. I can do my own camera work, though. I usually do for work and everything, but that's flattering. Half Site, we need better video tutorials, tutorial videos. There's good ones out there, but it seems like a lot of them focus on people already knowing a good bit. Yeah, and that's, I think, one of the biggest drawbacks right now to people on YouTube doing tutorial videos. You know, and it's kind of the same thing. You know, how to fill a seam line, how to do panel lines, blah blah blah. You know, you might find someone resin casting. I know. Oh God, what's his name? No, I completely blanked out. Vegeta. Vegeta's done some really high level, great, you know, tutorials, you know, things that are high level, right? But, you know, there's still very much a gap in terms of, you know, pretty advanced tutorials, right? Scratch building, you know, high level scribing, you know, advanced resin casting, vacuum forming, stuff like that. Building, you know, a workbench, or building, you know, your own spray booth or something like that. You know, all of that stuff is pretty lacking right now in the video world. So that's something I really want to try and kind of fill that gap, you know? So plans and aspirations, man, that's all it is right now, and it's all talk. So until, you know, rubber meets the road, don't take any of this as gospel at this point, you guys. I'm just kind of free thinking at this point, right? Bailey, they are in full-fledged armor kits too. Nice photo etch included. Yes, in that tank. It's awesome. Yeah. And the Master Archive Zaku line arts are pretty different from the Master Grade Zaku 1 or 2.0. Yeah, they are. They're completely different. He says, I just used it as loose reference to make my own mods. Yeah. Char Twins, ever interested in building a Zaku tank? Me? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. Jeremy Chasson over there, plans for Patreon. See, he's bringing that up because we already talked about this before, just for transparency, you guys. But yes, you know, Patreon is definitely kind of in the works. But I don't want to do that right now because, you know, this live streaming thing is just kind of fun right now for me, man. And, you know, the videos will be much more work. And, you know, Patreon is that type of thing where if you want to give back, cool. I'm not going to, you know, paywall anything or anything like that. It's just not me. It's not my style. You know, for the guys that do, I totally respect that. That's on them. If you're good at something, you should get paid, right? Much like any instructor does, you know? Like, teachers get paid. Not very well, but they get paid. You know, instructors for, like, martial arts and stuff like that, they get paid, right? So, passing on your knowledge in that vein, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting paid in that fashion. But that's just not me. It's just not me. So I look at Patreon more as kind of like a tip jar, with some very attractive benefits. That's it. If you want to give back, cool. If not, cool. No pressure. It is what it is. So yes, Patreon will definitely be coming down the line when the tutorial videos roll out. That's kind of the demarcation, not before. Gremlin's Gunpla Garage. If you sell the book on Amazon in print or ebook format, I can point you to a good resource for making it visible in searches. Nice. I think it's going to be more tangible than that. I think we're definitely going to be getting them printed. So true books, true tangible books. But that's cool too. But I think ebooks would probably be an option. Yeah. But you never know. You never know. Let's see. Chris R. I got a third-party Zaku tank from Motor King. Zeshin said over there on Facebook, I'm releasing a book of coffee tables. It turns into a coffee table. It's pretty sweet. Where can I buy one? That's a unique idea, right? Nice. Herzon Cabrera says, quality can't be rushed. Let's hope for the best in the future. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I totally agree with you, right? Gremlin's Gum Garage. I sell ebooks on Amazon for a living. Nice. The info about how to get a book to show up is hard to find, but freely available. Just have to be pointed in the right place. That's awesome. I mean, I very well may take you up on that. That's cool. Julius Dembski, Tim, will the decals you will be designing have nose art or squadron type decals like the Rooster? It's a very good question, Julius. The first sheet is just general warning markings. You know, we wanted to go, you know, fairly entry level, right? And I know this has kind of turned into a Q&A at this point, guys, but hey, I'm having fun, and I think you guys are having fun too, hopefully. So if you got questions, let's go ahead and ask them. Let's just turn this into a Q&A at this point, because it's clear we're not getting shit done tonight. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that. So to answer your question, no, Squadron and nose art decals will not be in the first sheet. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be in future sheets. Basically, the plan right now is to gauge the success of future, or gauge the possibility of future sheets off of the success of this one. That's the one. That's going to be dependent on how this first sheet sells, right? That's going to be the plan. So if it sells well, then we can do more, right? So there you go. Shady Rabbit Paint. So where's it held in the U.S.? Great question. It's actually in, well, I shouldn't say that, because this year's list of competitions hasn't been released yet, so we don't know. And I've heard rumors in several different directions. I don't necessarily want to give credence to those rumors at this point, but traditionally they've been held at anime and comic conventions. So, you know, in the past, like last year, they were held at like Anime Expo. They were held at ASEN in Chicago. The last year's was in New York at Anime NYC, but that was terrible. That was a shit convention. So I think they might be moving it back, if they're still doing conventions, to, you know, New York Comic Con. So there's more out there. I don't remember what they were. I think Otakon in DC was one of them. So yeah, right now we're just kind of in a waiting pattern to see where the competitions will be held in the US this year. So we're still kind of all just kind of got question marks in our heads right now, unfortunately. So we're waiting for Bandai Bluefin to release that information. So it's just one of those things right now. Jeff Edge, it's a nice, it is nice. It is in 1/35th, so all the armor accessories will work with it. Yeah, the Type 61. It's such a good kit. Helsing Oz unit, South Korea. Forgot about Zach. Yeah, South Korea, GBWC. Yes, yes, and Alex too, by the way. Bry Guy just found, or just had a funny idea to make a bobblehead of Tim holding his GBWC trophy. Dude, that would be amazing, right? I would love that. You know, with the little mecha hat going in, like that. Oh yeah, that would be great. That would be great. I would love that. That would be super cool. I'd probably be the only one to buy it, but still. Sorvon Zero, it has several locations in the U.S., mostly at conventions. Yeah. Let's keep going, man. Anime Expo for sure. I mean, Gary, let's hope so, right? Let's hope so, because it's April and we still haven't heard anything about the convention. So who the fuck knows what's going on right now with Bandai and Bluefin, man. New York Comic Con just announced their dates earlier today. I just got the email earlier today. That's October 2nd to 4th, if I'm not mistaken. It's early in October this year. Early. So if they have it there this year, super big time crunch, because I thought I'd have it at least until the end of October. So that sucks if it's back at New York Comic Con. Let's see. Justin and Simon's channels need more love. Yeah, no, I agree, Alex. I agree. They do need more love. Jeremy, just a reminder. Thank you, Jeremy Shasan. I appreciate that, brother. There's, trust me, that's still all in the works, dude. All in the works. Shady Rabbit Paints. DC is also doable. I'm in Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, Otakon in DC. It's kind of a, kind of a convention. It's kind of a very uppity anime geek convention. I used to go when it was in Baltimore, and it was very, very like. Think of the comic book store guy from Simpsons, and put him in the anime world. That's exactly how the runners of Otakon are. You know, they pronounce anime as anime. Very pretentious, just kind of bullshit. I've ranted about them before, but, you know, it is what it is. If that's the only one that's doable, then by all means, absolutely go there. Let's see, Kurt Hill, yes. Prefer physical books for my Gunpla Gundam. They are a lot easier to work with and refer back to when working on kits. I agree. Donnie Baxter, isn't that Kramer? Oh, man, I'm so behind on these comments. I'm lost. Sorvon Zero, I've been masking this whole stream. The pain, it hurts. Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, brother. Let's see, Bailey, don't forget USA Gundam Store is running a 15% off on a regular, and if not, there are like 10% off codes. Yeah, that's right too. So that's a big discount off that that price, right? Yeah. Bailey, Dean Mines. Yeah, Dean's not here though, thankfully. Let's see. Yeah, getting shit not done. Nice. That's Tex. Good stuff. Zero Kai. So many video on basic stuff for Gunpla, like nub removal, removing seam lines, and panel lining. Not so much focus on kit bashing, using new kits to revive old kits or putty work. Yeah, no, I agree. Chain KO. Show us the trophy. Should be in the stream. Nah, man. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy to show off the trophy and shit. That's not me, dude. That's not me. The trophy stays in the case, along with the hummingbird. Let's put it that way. Ruslan, we have no idea if there will even be one in Texas this year. Yeah, because fucking Xavier posted something in the Texas Facebook Gundam group saying that there would be no competition at A-Kon this year. Just kind of just out of the blue, gone. I don't get it, but I mean, whatever, right? Whatever. Shady Rabbit Paints. Hey, but a vacation in DC is nice without a con. That's a strong point. It's a very strong point. DC is nice, especially you know, kind of in the warmer months. You know, walk around, see the sights, the monuments, and museums, and other stuff. It is a good time. I'm like, what, probably about an hour or so northeast of DC, so we get down there sometimes. So, Donnie Baxter says DC is uppity altogether. No, that's true. That's a strong point as well. It's very touristy too, very touristy, but for good reason. Still, Hellsting Oz unit need a Gundam base in the States, maybe a later but future Bandai idea. You know what? The hobby needs to be a lot bigger to get one of those. It needs to be a lot bigger. A lot bigger. Chain KO, show us the trophy. Nah, man. Zero Kai, why did my questions posted twice? I don't know, man. It was weird. But I only read one. So there you go. I didn't read it twice. Donnie Baxter, bathroom selfies. You lost me, Donnie. I'm sorry, brother. You lost me on that one. Zeshin says, we know that guy, and you don't want to be him ever. Be you, Tim. You know what I'm saying. Donnie Baxter, LO, DC sucks, man. It kind of does. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you there. Zero Kai, yo, one of the San Japan staff who is in the San Antonio Gundam Association is trying to get GBWC in San Antonio. Good luck. I think you'll probably need it at this point. Zero Kai said, or Jeff Edge says, "Damn you all, the Type 61 ordered." Didn't know it was that cheap on USA Gundam Store. Oh, the peer pressure. The peer pressure. Jeff Edge just got that cranked right down to nothing, didn't he? Oh, Jeff, you're not gonna regret it though, brother. It is a damn fine kit. It really, really is. And it's a big kit too. Do you want to see? Yeah, let's do some show and tell with the Type 61, shall we? Let's see. Get up. Whoa. What was that? Oh, look at that thing. That's a big kit, you guys. That is a big kit, yeah? It's a nice artwork too, by the way. Super nice. Right? Super nice. But got your little instructions, and one cool thing about this is it comes with actual water slides. What? Yes, actual real deal water slides. Yeah. Then you got your little figure parts and everything. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, the hull. Look at that! Look how big that is. Like that's 1/35th, but I mean this is a big tank. I am telling you, that is a big freaking tank, you guys. And what is that? Oh, cool. Weird. I didn't notice this before, but mine comes with like a little card. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of cool. Gundam Chronicle Batline? The fuck is that? It's like a Zaku 2. It says for Windows. So some sort of PC game? I don't know. But it's in there. It's cool, right? I don't know. But so yeah, so like here's the top, you know, like the turret and everything. Look at that. Yeah. And boom. You got the little rubber tracks, you've got the side skirts and everything there. Man, this is just a good kit overall, Jeff Edge. And you will not be regretting this purchase. That's all I'm saying. You will not be regretting it. But, man, telling you what, man, that peer pressure's a bitch, isn't it? That peer pressure's a bitch. Oh. You had to break down and get it. It's just super funny. I don't know why. I think it's just funny. But hey, it's a good purchase. Don't get me wrong. It's a good purchase. So there you go. Oh man. You gotta love the peer pressure. You gotta love the peer pressure, man. Let's see. Everybody says you're welcome. LOL. Nozaku boy James, what's up, buddy? Man, if you guys aren't following James Nozaku boy on Instagram, I don't know what the hell you're doing, because he's building that cool ass flight type goof, and it's coming out aces. I'm telling you. Ricky Paul Carlson, one of us. Yes, love it. Oh man, nice. Let's see. Keep it going. Let's see. Julius Dembski, is that the same scale as the hover truck? Yes. All the hard graph kits are all in 1/35th scale, so that makes it really, really nice. So yeah. I get. There's the hover truck right there. I got that one too. Those are the only two hard graph kits that I got, but yeah, I got that. Very standard armor scale, 1/35th. Yeah. Bry guy. Gunpla over my wallet. Yeah, dude. For real. Julie Sam's. Yeah, okay. Cool. We read that. Everything's good. Yep. Cool. I think we're caught up. Just in time, too. Look at that. Man, oh, man. So, you guys. I know this kind of just turned into a Q&A session. Nothing wrong with that. I think we needed it. I think I needed it. A good Q&A session is always a good thing to have. Yeah. Always a good thing to have. So, with that being said, I think that's where we're going to end it tonight. Because it's midnight. Yeah, I think I'm going to go chill. Actually, I think I might play some Borderlands. The OG version. The OG Borderlands. But it's the enhanced version. Because it's free for PC users that had purchased the Game of the Year edition. So I just downloaded that. So I might go play that. I'm kind of bummed that Borderlands 3 is on the Epic Store. I don't know how I feel about that. I see pluses and minuses both ways, and I've seen people on one side and people on the other. So I don't know. I might just wait until it's on Steam and just kind of play it safe. I always do that anyways. I always wait, at least 6 months for the price to drop, and then, Steam sales and all that. I never buy a game full price. So, I don't know why I'm complaining. It's probably not even going to affect me anyway. So, yeah, anyway. Alright, so, programming tip, or programming notes. Programming notes. So, tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow, me and Mr. Old School Gunpla, George, over there on Instagram, we're going to be doing a conversation at 10, normal time that I go on. So if you're in another country or something like that, the normal time that I go on for this stream will be the time that you can check out Instagram. You'll probably get a notification if you liked either one of us. Yeah, come on and watch us on Instagram. It should be a really cool conversation because I totally dig what George does, right? Because, like I've said in past streams, he's kind of tapped in to kind of the heart of at least the Instagram part of the community, right? And I think he's kind of become, for lack of a better term, kind of a thought leader. I know that kind of sounds pretentious and stuff, but again, that's the best way I can describe him at this point, because I think he is very, very tapped in to thought processes and stuff like that. So it makes him very, very keen to how the ebbs and flows of the people of the community. So I really, really dig that, and I can't wait to kind of talk to him and kind of get into good conversation with him. So I think that should be really, really fun. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern U.S. time on Instagram. Go like our Instagram pages to get the notification and everything. It should be fun. But then on Friday, we'll circle back. We'll have one more stream until my vacation next week. Next week, I'm off. So there will be no streams whatsoever next week. Keep that in mind. Yeah, it should be fun. But, guys, if you had seen any of the tools or materials that we worked with here tonight, hit up the little Amazon link just below here on YouTube and Twitch. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, it's an associates style page, so I get a little commission off of the things that you buy. Doesn't increase your price, by the way. And I've already sourced a ton of stuff out for you, so it's very, very easy to find. Tools and materials, books for inspiration, gear for streaming, that's all on there. So if you need anything like that, hit that link up. If you want one of these cool-ass 90s-looking Gundam shirts like I've got on here, go hit up www.chadamecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You'll be able to find shirts, hats, bags, and other cool stuff on there. And then, as always, if you need models like Jeff Edge, Type 61, or paints or decals or whatever, man, hit up my boys right there at USA Gundam Store. They're amazing. We've partnered up on this 2019 GBWC build and also the Mecha decals, which are coming out soonish. Soonish, right? Real quick, Shady Rabbit Paints wants to know, oh, what chisels do you recommend? Me personally, I like BMC chisels just simply because that's the kind of ecosphere that I'm in, right? But MadWorks makes a really great chisel too. So either one I think is really, really good. Both kind of have their pros and cons. Me personally, I'm into BMCs just because that's what I got into first. So there you go. Hope that helps. All right. With that being said, guys, join us on Instagram tomorrow night, me and George, and then circle back here with us on Friday. And, man, be safe out there, build something cool, and, man, I will see you next time. See you guys.